From Barkeep, my name's Curtis, and we got our last final bookers of the year. This is going to be Phantom Pipes. I don't know if that was a band name or not. Haven't read the card just yet, but if it is a band name, congrats to you. But been a great bookers year so far. Let's see, can they end on a high note? All right, not a band name, but an interesting story nonetheless. Your typical bookers has a reason behind some of these names, all the names to be fair. Phantom Pipes. Apparently, Booker No, he was a tinkerer trying to figure out how do I make the best bourbon out there, and Godspeed to him. But he apparently just put up pipes, and then maintenance came down and took them down sometimes, and you're like, that could have been a note or an email, maybe a cone, I don't know. But apparently he puts them back up, and then they forgot about them. And then a few years ago, they were like, what are these pipes doing up here? And no one knew. So that was the story. I don't know. I don't know if that's wasted time, but there's pipes. Pipes lead to nowhere. But on a high note, he did make a really good bourbon. I mean, here we are, still drinking it, still hunting it, and paying maybe too much for it at this point. Now, onto the bottle itself. We got, like I said, Phantom Pipes, 2025-04 bookers. Let's close out this very strong year for bookers with a bang. This is coming in 7 years, 6 months, and 15 days old. Obviously, they can put in older stuff, but that's going to be your youngest. And this one coming in at 126.4 proof. This one came from I believe 5 different warehouses. 1, 2, 3, 5. The previous batch, if you remember, came from 9. That was a lot of tinkering. And apparently those pipes went somewhere. Got this guy poured up. This is going to be the oldest bookers batch of the year. Not that it's that much older, but it's oldest. So that counts for something. Let's get this on the nose. Are we finishing with a perfect year from bookers? Let's see. If you handed this to me blind, I probably wouldn't tell you this is a bookers. It's kind of bright, a lot of vanilla, some honey, some caramel. I'm kind of getting a cherry note, which I understand isn't rare for bourbon, but no peanut at this point. Very sweet. I'm sticking with bright, which I don't feel like, I mean, if you're a Booker's fan, if you're a Jim Beam fan, that's a little rare. I think some apple coming out, but maybe a bright maraschino cherry. I don't know. I'm getting in my head a little bit with the brightness. A lot of fruit. I'm getting zero peanut. The nuttiness is very died down. Maybe there's a nut in there, maybe a walnut, maybe a roasted walnut, going back to those hot nuts. But overall, I would say very off profile, at least from what I'm expecting. I don't know. Let's get it on the palate. That does help the nose. Maybe that'll answer some questions. Cheers. I tell you what, they crushed that vanilla. Oh yeah, there's that bookers finish. Good for you. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Really sweet. I mean, you're talking vanilla out of 10. Nice, kind of like a fresh vanilla. Not like candy, but maybe kind of going vanilla extract on me, which is great. I mean, very rich. I'm still not picking up any peanut, which is weird. Not that I'm searching out for peanut shell by any means, but when you pour bookers, you kind of know what you're getting in for. If you pour a Jim Beam, you kind of know what you're getting in for. At least that first sip, not there, but man, that's sweet, warming, nice cinnamon hanging around, good baking spice with this nice nutmeg in there, sweet oak, just kind of hanging out. It's good. I think I'm just thrown for a loop because in a blind, I am not telling you that's a bookers for sure. All right, Sip 2, stuff comes out. Sip 1 can be a liar. Let's see. Sip 1, slightly a liar. That vanilla, still great. It is very oily in terms of just how it kind of coats the palate. Not that it explodes like some of your, nicer. I'm looking at you, Russell's 15. Really, that's the bar, if we're being honest. Doesn't have that type of explosion, but does coat the palate pretty well. Very oily, very soft in terms of like how it actually feels. Vanilla, where it was a liar, was a little more peanut. It's more like a honey roasted peanut. I mean, this sweetness is bright and amped up, kind of in a good way. I mean, it is approachable for being Booker's, to be fair, but this nice kind of sweet oak, great baking spice on palate and finish. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know if it's what I look for in a Booker's, but if you're just looking for a great barrel-proof bourbon, this hits your classic bourbon notes. Very well done. Sip 3. Why not? That red cherry does come back. Just throwing me for a loop, obviously. Overall, pretty good experience. It warms the chest. It hangs around in the chest for a good bit. Hangs around the palate for a good bit. Just slightly drying. Even on the third sip, I feel like it's drying just a little bit. That honey roasted peanut becomes a little more elevated the more I've sipped it. But overall, you have this great just vanilla, caramel, kind of honey roasted peanut batch, and it's delicious. Let's score it. So we got our senses categories. That's just what's in the glass. We don't take money in consideration, really even age or proof into consideration technically, until later. So senses categories wise, it's very good. Not blown away by it. It's just a straightforward, great bourbon. So take that for what it is. If you aren't a typical Jim Beam fan, maybe this is you dipping your toe in. That slight honey roasted peanut in there, but overall it's just great sweetness, cherry, vanilla. So I'm going to plug it into, I'm going to go 77. I'm going to go 77. I mean, when you're looking at the category names, this is the good stuff. I have a feeling it's going to be a little unmemorable just because it tastes like other things out there, but overall, it's good. Is it worth $100? That's a great question. Now we got bang for the buck. What did I actually get for that $90 to $100? Hopefully you are the Costco fan and you stumble into it for $75, $80 there. Yeah, this is a pull at a Costco price. If I had other batches, I'm probably passing. $90, $100, that's a tough one. So at least in terms of, am I disappointed if I didn't have other batches? No, but I don't feel like you've experienced a Booker's batch either. So you got that going for you. We're gonna go 58. Kind of that 50 is kind of the break even. I'm not mad if I've already spent the money, but in terms of specs and just kind of what you're looking for, they're not just they don't punch above their weight. They shouldn't be where they are now. They should be $10, $20 less. So I wouldn't say a miss, but just a little like, yeah, it's just a good pour. It's a great pour. You have this by a fire out, fall, winter. Yeah, you're pumped for it. If you're a collector guy, you're going to buy it regardless. So power to you. Still got a good one. There's definitely been worse batches in recent memory at this point. So there you go. I don't know if this answered anything. It felt like it was a pretty just standard pour, but here we are. Not everyone can be just note on note on note on note.